local media has an agenda that they're going to serve. I don't know who's in charge of it or what it is, if it's like a headless monster.
You know, I was pretty happy with that one at Gerbils the other night.
Oh, yeah. Honestly, yeah.
That was a good pizza.
Yeah. Fat wallets and empty hearts. Which...
Fat wallets, empty hearts.
It's insane how little musicians get. So, if you're interested in support, not just me, but any musician that you like, one of the best ways to do that, it sounds old school because it is purchase their music, purchase their merch, you know.
Hey guys, this is Mark from Rat Rod.
Hi, this is Mikey P from Skell.
Hey, this is Jeff from the Bell Jumpers.
Let's go.
Probably probably Dave Grohl, because he's awesome.
This is Jessica for the band Dimitus. You're listening to Pennsylvania Rock Show.
What's up, everyone? It is Bill. You're tuned in to the Pennsylvania Rock Show, featuring the best unsigned rock and metal that Pennsylvania has to offer. With me tonight are various members. Let me get this set up correctly. Here we go. You gotta bear with me because people moved and I need to fix it. So just bear. Oh, come on. Okay. So various members of Storms Within, and momentarily I will have them on the screen for you. Let's see who I'm missing. Maybe. There we go. Now they're all on the screen. And hopefully we can hear from all of them as well. So, for some reason, I'm going to do my intro with everybody on the screen because nothing worked correctly here at the beginning. So if you guys will wait a moment, you are tuned in to the Pennsylvania Rock Show, episode number 765. We just heard a Common Crown and their song Heartless. We follow that up with a Get Out of Town band called Scarecrow Hill and their track The Devil. And with me tonight, Storms Within. That's called rolling with the punches. So you guys have a new album out. Has it been released yet, or are we like on the brink of it?
March 28th.
Okay, so 11 days.
Mm-hmm.
Delusional Confidence, and you can see some of the artwork off to my left, which is over here if you're watching the video, which is on your right. It's weird. So brand new layout tonight. Hopefully it's not too distracting. We'll see how it goes. Anyone who's watching the video for the first time, if you make a comment on the video, there's a good chance that we will respond to it right here live while I'm chatting with the band. If you're not familiar with the show, at 10 o'clock tonight, you can listen to the radio version by going to buildthescene.com/radio, and you'll get to hear all the music as well as the interview. And that's how we roll here. Okay, so let's talk about that album a little bit. I do have two songs that we're going to play a little bit later. So we won't get into that quite yet, but tell me a little bit about the writing process that went into this album.
Tom?
I felt that we needed to go a little heavier, so we wrote started writing a little heavier riffs. Our old bass player, he comes from the same kind of style I like, so he wrote a few of the songs with me. So it's definitely different from the first album. Definitely, it's heavier.
So was the writing mostly the two of you?
Yeah. We come in with riffs, and there's a couple I wrote. There's a couple that he just wrote, and then the rest of them, I'd say there's 7 songs on the album. I think we wrote 3 of them together, and then I think I wrote 3 by myself, and he wrote 2. Something along those lines.
So before we go too much further, why don't you guys introduce yourselves real quick and tell everybody what you do in the band?
I'm Tom.
I'm Erica. I'm the vocalist.
Tom, the guitar player.
Dave, I'm not Tom, and I am the other guitar player.
Ron, drummer.
Stan, the bassist.
Okay. So it doesn't quite work as well as the Brady Bunch, but so this is your second album?
Yes.
Yes.
And how did you guys how did the band originate? Like, is there a, like, Kiss had Ace Frehley come in with 2 different color shoes? Are there any kind of stories like that?
Oh, Jesus.
So initially Tom, Ron, and I were in a different project. And Tom had kind of approached, I guess, like the 3 of us and had said, what do you guys think about doing a band where Erica sings? And because initially our first project, I played bass. And I was like, sure, if you think that you have that confidence in me. And we played around for a little bit and kind of searched for different members and whatnot. Very ironically enough, if you want a little bit of a story, like when I initially started, we would like mock play shows, and like they would have me write down what I would say in between songs because I was so scared and had such bad stage fright. Now you would never know that, but I would write down my lines because I was so nervous singing on stage by myself. Yeah, that the 3 of us kind of kicked it off, and we've been rolling ever since.
And I'm gonna ask the build the scene questions for a little while. I can't remember, Erica, you've definitely been on the show. Has anybody else in the band been on? I can't remember.
Yeah, I was on last time too.
You were on last time?
Yeah, I think it was Tom and I last time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you 2 are gonna skip these questions because you've already answered them. All right, so this is the official and unofficial questions of Build the Scene. The official question is, who's your Dave Grohl? And by that, I mean, who do you want to go up on stage with and perform one of their original songs?
Oh man, that's a scary question. I guess for me, I would probably want to play probably with Kiss, because that was like my earliest influence. I would want to play one of their songs. And if I had to pick one, I would say probably would be King of the Nighttime World, because that would be the one that I remember distinctively hearing that when I was a kid going, damn, I want to be like that. And that would be mine.
Now it's going to be stuck in my head.
I think for me, it'd probably be Iron Maiden. And definitely I would love to go up there and play Fear of the Dark.
Nice.
Blood Brothers. So those 2 songs are great songs from Iron Maiden. I absolutely love Steve Harris. He's one of my heroes besides Geezer Butler and Billy Sheehan from Mr. Big and the Winery Dogs and so forth. So.
Well, as for me, I would have said Iron Maiden, but since Stan already went with that, I am going to go with Megadeth.
Okay.
Just as a guitar player, I think Megadeth is pretty much the pinnacle of what you can achieve as a lead guitar player. And I think that would be something really cool to get to do.
Okay. Now I'm going to hit you with the unofficial question, which is a little more off kilter. Because you're a musician, what is the best pizza you've had?
Totally baked pizza from, what was it, Akron?
Yeah.
That was the best pizza I've ever had.
For me, I'm gonna have to say Spumoni Gardens in Brooklyn.
Well, being a Youngstown boy, I'm going to have to say Wedgwood Pizza's Briar Hill Pizza. So,
Hey, so I'm gonna hit you guys with one more question, then we're gonna take our first break of the evening. If you were able to sit down with your musical idol and ask them one question, who would you be sitting with, and what is the one question that you're gonna ask them to get them to start talking?
Oh. That's
Hit the
super
guys
hard.
with the hard questions.
Yeah.
See, Stan, now you know why I asked you earlier if you'd seen the show, and I said, see, you don't even know what you're getting into.
I'm getting the opportunity here at the first weekend of April to go sit with Mr. Billy Sheehan from Mr. Big in a private master's class, which is going to be fantastic. And I think one of the things I'm going to ask him is how he keeps his hands healthy for that long career that he's had 50 plus years. And I think that's probably the one thing.
Anybody else?
I would say for me, I have many different drum idols that I look up to, but probably someone that I would really like to conversate with would be Eric Singer. I would love to know how he can adapt to so many different styles of music and yet make it sound like it's his own, even when he's playing somebody else's music. And how the hell can I get my feet to move that fast? Because my hands don't move as fast as his feet. And I would love to know how.
I guess I'm fortunate in that I have gotten to chat with some of my idols throughout the years, and it's hard to say what I would ask them. Probably as an example, I would use Marty Friedman, and I guess I would want to chat about his approach to songwriting and improv. Yeah, that would be my answer.
Okay. Okay, so did we hit everybody? Okay.
So you got us before.
Right. All right, so we're going to go ahead and take that first break. We're going to hear two brand new songs from Storms Within. We're going to listen to Revenge Tastes Sweet and is it From the Coals? I can't read my writing. from the Coals, sorry. And we will be
learning those.
We'll be right back.
They gave me till next week.
It's that time of the night where I give away 2 tickets to Drusky Entertainment Show. They give Music from 412 tickets each week to go ahead and spin the wheel and pass them off on to fans of Drusky and Music from 412. This week we're giving away tickets to a show this Wednesday. So if you win, you have to turn around quickly. The show is Trickster Spirit of 1989 tour with Pretty Boy Floyd and Christian Shields at Jurgles, which makes it a 21 and over event. The early entry is at 5. Doors are at 5:30. Shows at 6:30. If you do not win, you're going to want to go head over to DrustyEntertainment.com and purchase those tickets pretty quickly. If you're unfamiliar with what we're doing right now, head to musicfrom412.com/contest and you can see where and when we have tickets to give away. I had 5 people sign up for this one. It was Tom Trainer, Lily Six, Jeff Brooks, Tina Laydig, and Keith Laydig. I'm going to hit shuffle 2 times. I have each of their names on there 4 times. We're going to spin and see who is winning those 2 tickets to see Trickster, Pretty Boy Floyd, and Christian Shields, courtesy of Drusky Entertainment at Jurgles. And the winner of those tickets is Lily Six. So Lily, keep an eye on your email. You'll be getting an email from me with some information, and then a follow-up email from Dressy Entertainment telling you how to obtain those tickets. Everybody else, head to musicfrom412.com/contests and stick around for some more of the Pennsylvania Rock Show, where I am speaking with Storms Within about their new album, Delusional Confidence, right here on the Pennsylvania Rock Show on Music from the 412. Congratulations to Lily V6 for winning the Trickster tickets during the break. We did just hear 2 brand new songs from Storms Within, who happened to be my guests tonight. It was Revenge Tastes Sweet and From the Coals. And we're going to do like a MTV moment here and give you guys a storyteller's moment where you can pick one of the songs and tell us a story about it.
Go ahead, Ron.
Me? Oh, jeez. Okay. Let's see. Jesus. What was it? From the Coals and Revenge Tastes Sweet, right?
Yes.
Oddly enough, both of those songs, I had the hardest time remembering which song was which as we were rehearsing them. And I'm still a little iffy, I'm not going to lie. But I look at Tom and I go, which one's this? And he always manages to coax me into it. However, I think I'm going to pass the mic over to Erica so she can explain one of these songs, how they came about, because all I remember is hearing the riffs and coming up with what I could.
So Revenge Tastes Sweet, I guess is kind of self-explanatory. To me, it's kind of like a song about karmatic redemption. And once you listen to it and you get a chance to listen to the words, it's really it's like I really wrote it about a song of redemption with how do I want to word this? Just being able to be yourself and be your authentic self, and that all of the people that are absolutely fake around you will falter. And that's pretty much what the song was about, is that just there's nothing that you have to do to get revenge on somebody. Karma will take care of it. And that's what that song was written about.
So it kind of, I feel like, I'm going to tell you the other songs that we're going to listen to tonight. So like I said, we started out with Heartless and The Devil. Then we heard your 2 songs, and later we're going to hear from a band called The Hollow Veil and their song Shine My Light. And then we're going to hear from a band called A Day in Pompeii, Darker Nights. And then D. Gregorio and their song Black Widow. And I kind of gave Jonna from First Angel Media a heads up. And I was like, so playing all folk music on this episode, right? And she's like,
wonderful.
She's like, D. Gregorio's not folk. I'm like, none of them are. When you look at the radio software, well, when I look at it, it says hard rock or metal on every one. So this is the PA rock hard rock show this week. But
hey, that's wonderful.
All right, so another question for you guys. If you are leaving a gig and there's a DeLorean sitting outside with the door up and a flux capacitor in the back, so you can go back in time and play with any band, just like Marty played at the now I'm gonna blank under something under the sea. What was it called?
Enchantment
Under the Sea. What band are you gonna hang out with, and whose cousin is gonna get called?
Ooh.
You don't have to answer the whose cousin thing.
I guess I would have to go back and invent shred guitar. I guess Eddie's cousin would be calling, or Ying Bei, or somebody.
That's a great question.
I'd probably go back to Black Sabbath and sneak in the Geezer Butler spot.
Nice. My son is learning to play bass right now, and the first bass line he played for me was Iron Man. He's like,
Right.
I was like, hey, I recognize that.
That's solid.
My first one was Paranoid from Black Sabbath, so
He followed it. He followed it up with Smells Like Teen Spirit.
Nice. I'd probably try to go back and, go back in time to like 70, even though I wasn't born then. But I would try to beat out Pete for Wicked Lester, and then later on become the Catman.
I'm starting to feel a theme here.
No, not at all.
I'm okay with it. In case
Yeah, they were huge in my progression of going forward, playing music, and bands like them, Iron Maiden, just like the rest of the guys, Dio, that was another huge thing. So yeah, I have a very specific time period when I was coming up through music.
yeah.
Anybody else gonna hop in the DeLorean?
I think I remember you asking this last time, and I said Queen.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That would be something that I would do. See them and be able to just spend a moment with the original Freddie Mercury. So
Is like the ultimate front man. Yeah.
Absolutely.
he is. He absolutely inspired my showmanship. That is absolutely for sure.
Hey, so
The Live Aid show, one of his last shows. That was
Wembley
one of
Stadium.
the concerts I've ever seen. So
Yeah, it's very inspiring to watch him. I mean, just how ahead of their time they were, and to just be able to talk to one of those guys about how they even came up with what they came up with for that time period it's wild. I would love to know what was inside their minds.
Hey, so that kind of leads me into my next question, and then we're gonna take our second break. So you guys are gonna head out on tour with your new album, and for some reason you hire me to drive the tour bus. What music am I gonna play in between shows? So what are we gonna be listening to? What's our soundtrack for our travels?
I will tell you so like in our car, typically we listen to a lot of the bands we play with. So like while we're playing in between gigs with who we're playing with or opening, or if there's somebody that we haven't before, typically we're listening to the local bands and like what we're going to hear when we get there. I don't know if that's bad or not, because we're listening to them whilst we're going to the show. But I always check out who we play with, and then I like jamming to their music to just know, what we're going to be in for the night. So that would be what I would put on.
Yeah, we did that a number of times.
Mm-hmm.
You and Ron just.
Yep. We've done that a lot.
Band we're playing with, yeah.
Yeah, Tom be like, hey, check out so and so. They're opening tonight. I really like their stuff, and then he gets hooked if we play 16.
Now I'll go one better even. Typically around the house before I get ready to head out to the gig, I'll listen to a lot of things that get me like amped up. For one, I like Yanni, always have. And I actually talked with Charlie Adams, and I watched him do a drum solo that he did on like a 32-piece kit. He did the identical solo on a 4-piece kit, dropped a stick, everything, and just made it look flawless. And he always said, never let them see you sweat. He's like, just roll with it. You learn how to rebound from it. And I never will forget that piece of advice. So I listened to that a lot during like the day prior to going. So if we were on the bus, best believe that's being piped in my headphones before we listen to whoever we're playing with.
I have a crazy like playlist that I listen to. My wife complains about it all the time. I'll go from 1 minute from Pantera Corpse, from Cannibal Corpse to Chris Stapleton to Iron Maiden, back and forth to like Victor Putin and Jaco Pastorius. So it's an insane playlist that I have. So it'd be just a mishmash of a bunch of stuff.
We really do have a very eclectic group of music listeners. We all listen to a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I'm old school thrash, old school death metal. That's my thing right there.
Yeah, and then when I put on the dance music in the car when we're rolling, Tom just looks at me and is like, "What the hell are you doing?" I'm like, "Keeping you awake, Pop."
Hey, so I think we're gonna take our second break. We're gonna hear the Hollow Veil song "Shine My Light" and a Day in Pompey's track "Darker Nights," and we'll be right back. Hey, Spill, you're tuned in to episode 765 of the Pennsylvania Rock Show. We're headed into segment number 3 with Storms Within, talking a little bit about their albums, Delusional Confidence, and me asking my normal oddball questions. And they're normal because I ask them all the time, but different answers every week. So I do have to ask, though, the album art is phenomenal. Where did you guys get that made at?
So our recording studio, he's moved now, but the guy who did all of our producing and recording and everything, his name's Zach Kubiak. We worked with him to get the finished product on all of that, and then Dave is our fine tuner when he gets all of our album art together to actually like press the CD. So it was Zach who put it together, and then Dave finished that all up.
Now, is that a concept you guys came up with, or did someone have some input?
Correct. So when we initially started writing this album, I had a very specific vision in mind for each song that I was writing. And I kept seeing in the back of my mind, this vision of this old, like, haggard woman looking in this mirror and just believing that she's just gorgeous woman. And I had talked to Tom briefly about it while we were writing the music, and I said, I just keep seeing this image of this girl looking in a mirror, just looking disheveled, but like believing she's gorgeous. And that's where like the delusional confidence come from, is like, everybody else can perceive you as this haggard old lady, but like you believe in your head that you're everything. And he just portrayed that so well. The album art just turned out fantastic.
Let me think. What can I ask? It's hard when bands come on more than once because I don't want to ask the same questions. Like I hit a couple already. If you could play anywhere, and I mean anywhere, it doesn't even have, it can be a non-traditional venue. Like maybe you want to play in the subway in New York. Where's somewhere that you would like to set up and just jam?
Japan. Anywhere, really.
Any of the European festivals, I'd love that.
Yeah, Tom. Any of the European festivals.
Absolutely, I would agree.
I gotta think of what the name of it was. There was a Mayhem Festival. I absolutely love going to Mayhem Fest. That would be an absolute blast to play on any of those stages.
I miss Ozfest. That was awesome.
Any place that your music is going to be appreciated and people just be 100% into. I mean, obviously, the bigger the crowd, the more you feed into it. So that would be awesome.
Before we get too far into this, we have about, 4 or 5 minutes left. Do you want to mention where people can get a copy of the CD, any release party information, upcoming shows, things like that?
Yeah, absolutely. So our release party is on March 29th. It's at the Rathskeller Cafe in Erie, Pennsylvania. It is from 7 to 11. It is no cover. It is a 21 plus bar, however. We have Drown the Deep from Pittsburgh. We have The Undone from Youngstown, Ohio. And we have Vernotica from Erie, Cleveland area, all playing with us for the release party. And then the album itself, Delusional Confidence, releases the day before. So March 28th, the album comes out, and the 29th is our release party itself.
And you can hear it on all streaming platforms.
Thanks, Dave.
Are you gonna have physical copies? Like, can people come to the show and purchase a copy?
Absolutely.
Yes, they will be available at our merch booth, run by our lovely merch girl Shannon.
Being the age that I am, being the age that I am, it's weird to ask that question, but because I've seen A-tracks, vinyl, cassettes, DVD, CD.
See, I told you A-tracks.
The album on Bandcamp too. If you want to actually have a copy of it on Bandcamp, and Dave is wrapping up getting our website finished up, and we sold actually quite a few CDs when we dropped Minds of the Wicked. So I assume that it'll be the same once this comes out.
So the website is, if I remember correctly, it's storms-within.com.
Correct.
I was there today. And that's why your Facebook page is on the screen.
Friday, the physical CD will be available for pre-order. So if you order from the website and you want a physical CD, I'll actually mail it out, and you should get it maybe a day or two before it's actually released, depending on where you live.
You heard it here.
So again, that's they can go to the website to do that.
Yes, and I'm sure it'll be on our Facebook page and all that too, which Erica runs that, but I'm sure she'll be on that.
So
yes, sir.
Facebook is facebook.com/stormswithin, and then website is storms-within.com.
Yeah, I'm terrible at Facebooking, so Erica does all that.
So
yeah, Tom and I do the majority of that.
So if someone wanted to get a hold of the band, what's the best way to do that?
You can message us on Facebook itself. We do respond to Messenger very frequently. We also have an email. It's stormswithinband, all one word, stormswithinband@gmail.com. We are very responsive on that as well.
Well, let's see. Let me ask one more question. This is always a fun one. I want to hear about something embarrassing that's happened to you guys, but you can't tell me something you did. You have to tell me something that somebody else did on stage.
Do they all have to be about Ron, or?
I mean,
I was waiting for it.
if that's how that plays out.
I got one. We were playing at the Afterlife in Akron, and Erica
I knew
had
this
some,
was coming up. I knew this was going to come
had
up.
some goofy shoes on and just about fell over.
I said, listen, they didn't have a cover on like a plug area, and I stepped right in the plug, and I almost fell over the stage. Yeah, that happened.
Okay, now she's plotting revenge, just so you know. Who's going next?
Oh, Christ.
If I remember correctly, that same show, Tom couldn't get his stuff to work, so.
Well, that's
You
every
have to be
show.
a little more clear. That happens at a lot of shows.
It's every show.
Let me think here.
Actually, I've been pretty lucky with these guys. We haven't had an embarrassing moment, but I was playing in a cover band a long time ago in Youngstown. My stepdad was playing drums, and he turned around and bent over, and his microphone come down and was right near his rear end, and he blew a fart, and it went through the PA. So,
Oh, man.
patrons' faces were pretty good.
I got one for Tom, even though it wasn't a show. We were coming back from Kentucky, and I was getting tired, so we pulled over, and Tom starts driving. About 2.5 hours later, I get woke up to a, well, bam! My ass came out of the seat, almost hit the ceiling, and I look over at him. He goes, "Oh, good, you're up. You want to drive?" Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah.
The one I always think of, and this isn't with our current members, is we were playing on stage, and it was a very good show back years ago at a place called Bobby's Place, and
Joe
tripped over his own cable, fell on the ground, and laid on the ground and continued playing the song.
You got the MVP that night.
Show must go on.
So got the video of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it is somewhere.
Okay, I'm gonna actually cut you guys short, because I still have to edit this out and put it into the radio show. I want to thank you for hanging out with me tonight. Anyone in the chat room watching the videos, listening to the show, make sure you head to storms-within.com so you can do that pre-order, or go to their Facebook, which is Storms Within. If you are in the area, make sure you head out to their CD release party on the 29th at the Rathskeller. We're going to listen to one more song tonight. That's from D. Gregorio, and it's called Black Widow. It features Seethe. It's kind of hard rock, but then when Seethe kicks in, it's definitely kind of metal. It's a neat mix. With that said, make sure you join us each and every week, 9 p.m. for the live interviews, 10 p.m. for the radio show. Head to buildascene.com, musicfrom412.com, and once again, storms-within.com. Thanks, guys, for hanging out with me tonight.
Hey, thanks for having us.
Thank you.
And with that said, we're going to head off into the evening.